time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself, I felt it in.
Man, oh man, it's been a long time coming, man. They would have thought this episode was the Crawford and Spence fight. But look, man, y'all already know what time it is when you see this panel. This is another boxing episode for you. But I got to get the business out the way first, fellas. So first things first, I want to say welcome back to Refuse to Lose. We call this the Whole Food of Sports Shows because everything we do over here is organic. And if you're watching this right now, if you're on YouTube, again, make sure you like, subscribe, and you share the video with someone and make sure they share it with someone else. You know, it's the holiday weekend. We know y'all busy, so make sure you drop this link or put it up on the big screen while you're getting the potato salad ready. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you like the Facebook page. Also, if you're on Twitter, make sure you retweet, like it. Also, comment on the videos as well. And if you're not following us on Twitter, maybe you just heard about it, hit that follow button. And if you're on Instagram, make sure y'all all join the chats, but I'll tell you about that in just a second. But again, like, subscribe, and share. I try to merge words together, man. Feel like I'm punch drunk. Then after that, I got one more thing I want to talk about before I get my fellas in here. Let me tell y'all about these IG chats. Let me bring these over. So again, we got the IG chats. And again, with these IG chats basically fuel the Refuse to Lose network. Again, this is a network, not just a show. It's a network. And with these chats, we got NBA/WNBA. We have NFL, Major League. Again, shout out to Baseball with Teddy. Teddy's a part of the network, and he holds down the baseball chat. We got college football, college basketball, both men's and women's. And as you can see, we have boxing mixed in with a little bit of UFC. I also tell you all, like, if you like wrestling, you can throw some wrestling topics out there. Again, I don't know how many people going to join in, but you never know who likes wrestling. So, hey, if you like wrestling, join the conversation. And we have a parlay chat. I want to say shout out to Vaughn. Vaughn is holding down that parlay chat. So if you want to get your betting slips together, again, you jump in one of these chats, then you hit up Vaughn and he'll casually invite you into the parlay chat. Again, if you want to join these chats, that's Refuse to Lose Sports on Instagram. That's the Refuse, the number 2 Lose Sports on Instagram. And we'll add you to the chats. My fellas back over, but first of all, and most importantly, I can't forget about this. Enjoy the show. You all may see Joe and Dave right now. They battling back and forth about how this jersey gonna pan out because you know Joe was betting on the jersey for the Miami Heat series. Celtics play tonight, but let's take it to the ring right quick. Ricky, Fast Camp, how y'all doing?
Oh, good.
Man, y'all said at the same time. Man, so last time we was on here, man, we talked about a lot of boxing since the last time we've been on here. We talked about Tank Garcia. Well, we really didn't talk about Rolly that much, but we also talked about Haney and Loma. We talked about them a lot, and you all went back and forth about it. But we also talked about Spence and Crawford, and we got a couple other topics we're going to join. But the first one we're going to start off with is that ringside robbery. That's what the streets is calling it. They said, "Oh, my man Tay here." All right, so when you get his camera all together, I'm gonna bring Tay up here. Tay, let me know when you're ready. But we're gonna start off with Loma and Haney with that ringside robbery. I'm gonna add him right. Let me add him right now. Let's do that. What's up, Tay?
What's up, fellas? How y'all feeling?
What's going on?
Hello, champ.
Perfect timing, man. Perfect timing. So, like I said, the first topic we got Haney and Loma. And most people are saying it's ringside robbery. I mean, watching it from where I seen, I thought it was a robbery. And I'm going to start it off. We're going to do it in order. I'm going to start off with you, Fast Camp, then Ricky, you go, and then Tay. So Fast Camp, tell me what you think about that fight.
Yeah, I mean, to the naked eye, you know what I'm saying, just the casual, you know what I'm saying, boxing or whatever, it was definitely a close fight, but I could see how people would have, you know, thought Loma, you know what I'm saying, really was winning. I personally had it a draw. And the only really reason that I, you know, after I go back and look at it again and also analyze the numbers, Devin really did win the fight. But I can see how, you know, certain people would call it a robbery because there are just certain things in boxing that, you know, the champion gets. And not only is he just a one belt, but he has all the belts. He has everything. You know, so you know, he got some perks. You got to take you know what I'm saying, you really got to convincingly take it from him. Loma did have good rounds. I think Devin kind of statistically beat him in mostly everything, but for the most part, it just appeared, you know what I'm saying, because of all the action. It's the punches thrown that's throwing everybody off. Because when you look at the numbers, definitely Devin, you know, if we're gonna hang punches on why Lomachenko won, Devin really made him miss.
Stop the cap.
You got to see after the fact or whatever. So it's like, so for me, I personally had it a draw, but I also see why Devin won the fight. You know, it was definitely a close fight. That the big scorecard, I don't know about that, but you know, 15-13, I definitely could see that. So that's my take.
Riggy?
All right, let me go ahead and give it a fast cap. All right, Devin definitely was no slouch. He was well prepared for this because I do agree that he was winning early. He was winning from the get-go, but going towards you know, I guess from round 9 and up, it was definitely going in Loma's favor. And honestly, in my opinion, a lot of it will make it so hard to score or to determine who's the winner for this fight. There's a lot of rounds that it could have went either way. A lot of rounds could have went to Loma or it could have went to Devin because they were just so close. But I was just disappointed that Loma would even play this close with the judges because he lose every time. Every time he get like a close fight or someone thinks that he had, you know, if it goes 12 rounds and he wins, he always loses if it goes 12 rounds like that. It's too close. And one thing I was surprised though, I gotta give it to Loma. He kicked it off early. It wasn't such a slow start like he normally do. He started, you know, going toe to toe early. But I do, in my opinion, because I watched it twice now, so I want to say I'm more leaning to the Loma side because a lot in the later rounds that Haney was just getting hit flesh, like it was just clean shots going down. Like I think the only thing that Loma really needed, he just needed like a knockdown, a knockout. Like he really needed that in them later rounds. But I got to give it to Devin too because he hang tough. He not slouch, but Fast can't let me know if you think the same thing I'm thinking. He's not prepared to fight a Shakur or a Tank because he exposed right now.
Nah.
You don't think?
Best thing he can do is fight Lomachenko again and get better. He ain't ready for Tank.
Yeah, he not ready for Tank because them flesh shots, you already know Tank would have took his head off, and then Shakur would have eat him up as well with the angles and the agility. So it's like it was just that Loma was needed to expose his future laws, basically, at that weight class.
Tay, give us your reaction to that fight.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like I think it was a good matchup. If I'm being honest, I think the fight was a good fight. I think, Devin won the earlier rounds. I think Loma got a lot of the later rounds. I don't think Loma was really robbed of a victory. I do feel like he was robbed of a draw. If he was robbed of anything, maybe they could have did a draw and then got the rematch popping off. But that's just the favor of the champ. Like Devin's just the champ. So it's I think Loma, like he was saying, Loma needed a knockdown. He needed something. Like it's two things I took away from Devin in this fight. Is one, Devin got a strong chin. And it's not really, the second thing is not really a lot of power behind Devin punches. He's real fundamentally sound, but it's not a lot of power behind those punches. So I think it was a lot of times when Devin, if he had a lot of power, he could have put Loma down. But I do feel as though Loma had a lot of opportunities to put Devin down too. And that's what he needed. Like if he could have put Devin down and just kept attacking, it would have been real good for Loma. But if it went to the scorecard like that, which it did, Devin being the champ, Loma really didn't have a chance on the scorecard. You know, but it was a good matchup fight. Like Loma was fighting hard, and that's what it was going to take. But Loma needed just that little extra something to just make the judges go, you know what, Loma is taking this right now. But like I said, Devin won a lot of the earlier rounds, and I think that's what the judges were settled on. Like once Devin like put the fight in the bag and just managed the fight, it was over for Loma. Loma needed a lot, not a lot more, but he did need a knockdown, or you know, Devin did get stunned, but he recovered in a matter of like seconds. Like so, I think if he could have stunned him and then stunned him again and put him down, the judges probably would have opened their eyes. Like I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I would say Loma wasn't robbed of a victory. He probably was robbed of a draw. You know what I'm saying? They could have kicked it off again. I would like to see the rematch. Whether, you know, I'd take the Devin win, but I would really like to see the rematch. If, you know, that would say a lot about Devin too. If that's how the world feeling, let him back in the ring.
I mean,
that would be good. That would put him in that. I would say that would be like how put him like Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Floyd was, if there was a match that we was, you know what I'm saying, didn't think Floyd deserved to win, Floyd was like, well, shoot, go get him again. Yeah. We go ahead and fight him again. So I think that would be good for Devin to just fight him again, because I can't see him fighting nobody else in that weight class right now that's in the top league.
I mean, if I'm him and I'm his corner, going off of what Haney said, what was it? I think that was probably about the fourth, maybe like the ninth round. One of them rounds where his corner was like, he's like, man, he know everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, when he shoot the jab, you got to drop and then you get your counter. But he was like, I tried that, and then he know all my moves.
He was like, he already seen it.
Loma made Devin fight, most definitely. I probably, Devin got to say, he cannot say this wasn't his toughest fight. There's no way he can't say that. This was his toughest fight.
No, it definitely was, but Devin doesn't have. I'm so agreeing with you. Devin doesn't have the power, because he was getting a lot of good body shots on Loma. That I feel like if he had some power, he definitely would have got a nice little TKO or something, because he was hitting them flesh of the body. I don't know what was up with Loma, just leaving his body open like that. But a lot, like I said, it was just too close for Loma to think that he was going to win, because you already know you the champ. He's youthful. He's the new face of the division. Like, and he got all the belts. Yeah, you had all that against you. Ain't no way in hell the judges going to give it that to you. I don't even think they was going. Even if it was, we can say it's a draw. They wouldn't have gave him that, because Devin is the new face. He's the new face for it right now, and he got all the belts.
Yeah.
Definitely new face. I think there's a lot that was going against Lomachenko as well. Like you said, Devin stock rising, all the belts. There's one thing that, you know, really gets judges, you know, not us as, you know, people who watching, but judges. You hear it all the time. Actually, we were talking about earlier. Fat said this too, as a fighter, as a current fighter. What did he say about on 2 episodes back? He said about Crawford, he has a amateur style.
Yeah.
We know Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying, has the amateur style. And that's what I was saying about the punches. When you look at the punches and you look at the stats, the only stat that he won by 9% and 9% or whatever was jabs. So now we're talking about judges looking at it. They, you know, judges and pros and all that hate amateur style. They think it ain't, you know what I'm saying, really about nothing or whatever, or they kind of, you know, go against. So I think that also too kind of had a notch against Loma. It was like, you know, so, you know, coming into the fight, Devin's already getting a point. You know, if it's a 10-10 round, it's 10-9 because Devin's the champion. And like we all agree is that early on, Devin set the tone. He might have set the tone for the whole fight, because I want to say, I mean, it's a chance it was 5-1 after 6. It's a chance, you know what I'm saying, depending on how you look at it. So there were too many things stacked against Lomachenko to continue to fight in that way. He was fighting clean. He was fighting crisp, but he also had some things working against him. The fact that Devin was a champ and the fact of the persona around the amateur style. Because power punches, Devin wiped them out. And it took Lomachenko way more punches to even still come 11% lower.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like they see that. That's what they seeing. Whereas that we looking at, oh yeah, he definitely hit the cleanest shots. You know what I'm saying? But one can say ring generalship, Devin controlled it by taking this master boxer and making him miss. So, you know, I mean, I definitely, we should see that again. He ain't ready for Tank. He ain't ready. He won't give it to Shakur. He won't give it to, he's gonna make Shakur prove himself. But he ain't ready for Tank. There's no one else. Any other fight other than those two knocks him down. I mean, there may be some mandatories that he has to take. But he needs to take Loma again, make it 2 fights or make it a trilogy or whatever. But that's his best bet.
Let me ask you this quick question before Tomo change it up. What do y'all think
about to do, man?
Look, how do y'all, based on this fight, and this made me worry about it, how do y'all feel about him moving up?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I don't feel too confident. I mean, if he want to do it, go. I mean, shoot, be my guest. But right now, I think he need to stay where he at, and just I think it's a lot that he should learn from himself from this fight. Like, even if he probably brushing it off like, man, Loma wasn't robbed. If he taking his victory like, man, they just talking. I think he do need to sit back and kind of look in the mirror and say, man, it was a lot going on in that ring.
Nah, I agree. Like everything you say there, Tay, is definitely true, especially with the fact that you sat down in the ring during the fight when everything's going on. And you're like, bro, he knows all my moves. Like, he knows all my moves. Like, you went through a whole camp. And the fact that you know in the fight, he's still telling you, like, even if I throw a counter punch, he got something ready for that. My counter to the counter, he's been countering. So, this is one of the fights you need to sit back and just study that.
2 days before the fight, Loma said, I'm not giving him the jab.
Yeah, he
so
did
have
say
to
that.
Figure something out. So,
but I did like he was giving them that 3-piece in the biscuit, because it wasn't no just 1-2. He was throwing 3s and 4s coming in there.
He was passing out big boxes, man. You'd have thought it was Popeyes the way he was passing out combos, man. So I got red beans, I got mashed potatoes, yams. But Haney wasn't going.
Let me get this though. All right, so him, Ryan. All right, so Devin has been talking about going up. You know what I'm saying? We all know, you know what I'm saying, especially if you ever had to cut weight or whatever, that may be an issue. I don't know. I want to see him fight there, or maybe a catch weight or get something up or whatever. We don't know how much draining affects him. But this is what I will say. It may be a silver lining for him to go up, because when you look at the competition at 40, who really is there? He making swimming 40 a little, you know what I'm saying, better, but it's all about how he takes the weight, because we talking about a master boxer in Loma.
Matter of fact, hold up. Ricky, man, Ricky tried to take over the show. He took away my next question. No, we're gonna go to the next fight. Yeah, you was going into detail. Nah, because I gotta ask y'all what's next. And you was gonna start going in the real, you started going into deep waters over there.
I did, okay.
Yeah, nah. I'm the ref here. What's going on? But next subject, man. Next topic, next fight. This fight has been talked about. There's been debates about it, man. You would have thought Ali and Joe Frazier was coming back the way people keep talking about this fight. Errol Spence and Crawford, they finally signed the actual contract. I didn't believe it until they went on First Take and actually talked about the fight. Like, I still thought it was a joke. It's happening July 29th, day after my birthday. I'm not going to Vegas because I'm broke. But it's going down. So I got to ask y'all, who y'all got winning and why? And I'm going to start it off with you, Tay.
I'm going to start off by saying I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think with my decision, I'm going to go Earl. But that's if it go the distance. Because if it's a knockout, I favor Terrence. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm going to take the distance and I'm going to take Earl. But I'm going to take Earl because I think he's just a little bit more fundamentally sound. And I think Terrence is going to look to knock him out because I think a little bit of him going to feel like he has to. But like just simple as that. Like I think it goes the distance. If Earl can get in there and just, dance around and just make him work for it, make him miss, it go the distance. Earl could walk away with this one. A lot of people saying Terrence got no chance. I don't believe that. Like I don't. Nah, I think Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, but he got to knock him out. I think Terrence not winning in a 12-round decision. I don't see that one. I think Earl got that one every time. So, but I do think if it goes knockout, Terrence will be the one to get the knockout.
Nah, that's a fact. Ricky?
I'm not even sure anymore, man, because they done took all my hype out of the fight. They've been saying this for so long. I'm not even hype about it no more. But my opinion, if I'm going off what Tay was saying, if it goes 12, I gotta give it to Crawford. I would give Spence a knockout because Spence can make it a slugfest. But I kind of look at Crawford more of the dominant person in the ring. He's more adaptive than Earl is. You know what I'm saying? Earl might try to bring it to a slugfest, and I think, but Crawford he's smart. He gonna stay out of them waters. Because if it start becoming a slugfest, it's definitely gonna go the Earl way. I think Earl is more powerful than Crawford.
Fast Camp?
Yeah, it's 50-50 too, I feel. But I'm edging Crawford. I just think he can do more. And that's it. Like, not to say that Earl's a one-trick pony or whatever, but I got a thing for just power fighters. I know Earl is sort of sound, but we wouldn't never really call him like a boxing technician. More, maybe he gets a boxer puncher, but he's just a dude that's gonna come forward and like you say, step to you and bring it. I just think Crawford can do more. Switch hitter. I think Earl is gonna see left hand. Not many times has he seen it. That's one thing that's gonna change his view of the fight. Then also switching back and forth. That's really my key that's gonna get him up, is that he's gonna be able to switch back and forth where as left-handers, I'm a left-hander myself and I'm also a switch hitter myself as well, but he ain't seen too many left-handers. You don't see too many left-handers, so that's just power. He's over him, but Terrence ain't no joke either as far as punching. He's definitely stronger, but Terrence can punch too or whatever. But the simple fact that he can do a little more in the ring, I just got to go Crawford. I'm gonna say 12-round decision, Crawford. But I would agree that if it's a knockdown, it would be Errol, but it ain't likely. It ain't likely that it's gonna go there. I don't see a knockout in this fight. I don't.
Okay, so I guess I gotta be on. Hold on, Tay, you said Spence?
Yeah, I said Spence.
Okay, I guess we on the same page again, bro. I'm going Spence. I mean, come on, man, my man. Everything that he went through and everything that he bounced back from, that tune-up fight that you seen, like he's more locked in. He's way more focused, and also, I mean, hey, that's what the show is for. But you also gotta look at it like this. The reason why this fight wasn't happening was because of promotion situations, right? Like the negotiations that was really messing everything up. Spence also came out and said, like, look, I'm gonna go get these rings. I mean, I'm gonna go get these belts, and then we can probably make something happen. Meanwhile, Crawford on the back end is still going back and forth with his promotion. Like, should I take the fight? Should I do this? Like, money, dollars make sense, but also boxers make fights. I think Spence is gonna take it because he really has more to prove than Crawford at this point. Because most people, like you all are saying, the switch hitter, Crawford is more technique. He's more skilled in this. Like the fans are saying that, but to the casual person, and I'm not gonna say I'm a casual person no more because I'm like 3 episodes in now. I feel like I'm one of y'all now. I'm gonna go with Spence if it's 12 rounds because he has his name, and he has more belts. I think this is for the undisputed belt, right? Welterweight. This is for that belt,
for
right?
all the belts.
Yeah, for all the belts. Yeah.
So if it go 12, I think something gonna happen there.
Let me put this perspective on you. So because Tony made me think about that. So Terrence Crawford, he's good on both sides. That's hard to defend. Because when he switches stance and Earl stays in this one stance the entire fight, how that's hard to even find that as a sparring partner.
Right.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So the angles is different when you switch sides. The angles is different. The head movement is different. And you know, Bud is a total athlete in general outside of boxing.
Yeah.
He's a complete athlete. So he's not no slouch, bro. And he's going definitely. He can go 12 rounds with ease. You get what I'm saying? Like just with straight cardio, just for ease, and just straight boxing could make him frustrated. I can see that happen, making Earls frustrated because he's not getting the hits that he want to get, and wondering why this person's not slugging with me. So a good fight, I would say that we can put in between the two, where you can separate the two, because they both fought Sean Porter, and Sean Porter put Earl to the limits, and Terrence Crawford, strategized Sean Porter that he just, he boxed him. So it's like a little bit taste of what he could do to Earl.
Now I was reading this comment from Teddy. He was like, I know it's going back in time, but Mayweather versus Trinidad, what did y'all think of that fight? Teddy, are you asking like in comparison to this one, or are you just asking in general? If so, we're going to say that because we're going to answer the comments later.
Right.
I'll wait till you respond to that. But yeah, Ricky, I see what you're saying there, but it's in Vegas. Never mind. The fight was in Texas. First of all, with the Rolo Barroso, what is it? Barroso, I think that's how you say his name. Well, after that fight, the refs have been in the limelight. After this last fight with Haney and Loma, the judges are now on people's hit list.
I don't think they're gonna play no games with this fight though.
They can't. They bet not.
Earl just need to have a timely fight. I think he just need to be very patient, because that switching stance is huge, man. And it's not like Terrence is a slouch at any stance that he switch into. So he good and whatever. So it's like, I think Earl just need to be very timely. Another thing is that people not really taking into account is that both of these fighters is pretty old. So they got a lot of discipline. I think it's gonna be a great fight. Like, so it's gonna be battle of the discipline. Like who more disciplined and who more just strategically to their game plan, and who gonna just fulfill that. Don't get too, but I think they both ready for the moment.
They better be. They've been prolonging us for this long. They better be ready.
I know Spence is, because Spence is tired of at this weight class. He's done with this weight class. He's so over at this point, because he said his body can't even take it no more. So he's ready to go up. And Bud, that's why I was like, Bud needed to make this happen.
Hopefully that don't come into play, because that's
I thought about that too. Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah. Which favors Crawford.
Yeah.
So definitely. I mean, definitely a good fight. I just, like I said, man, I just see Crawford could do so much things. When you see them punches come, like not only facing, like coming at you left-handed versus right-handed, but then you also switch your attack left-handed versus right-handed. When what I'm saying, if you're standing left-handed, you got your biggest weapon is the straight right. But then when he switch, then now what I'm saying, it's like he's got to switch as well. Yeah. And that I believe that's going to allow Terrence to control the pace of the fight as long as he switches. Now I think he comes out left, but I don't think he comes out left. I think he comes out right, and then he switches on him. At least that's what I would do or whatever. But he the switching of the pace is going to be key for him, not to stick in one, for so long. It's just like Terrence can really dominate this dude. Like, for real. It's a close fight, but I've never seen Earl box. He can box, but like it's a boxing bout. He's going to put you out, and that's why I think he gets set up for catches. He gets, he's gonna get clipped. Maybe not per se really, go down or nothing like that. But we see what Ugas did. He have a mental lapse like that with Terrence.
Yeah, you're right.
What I'm saying?
Nah, you're right.
Yeah, see,
you stop to do something with Terrence, like he mess around, hit you with a 3-punch combo or something like that. So he got to be on his game.
You talking about when he dropped his hands with Ugas?
Dropped his hands.
Yeah, I remember that.
You're right about that.
He's out, all that. So.
Yep.
Joe asked in the comments, do y'all think Spence will try to make this a slugfest?
Eventually, yeah.
I think in the later rounds, I think I think he shouldn't. I think he should just go out and focus on trying to win the early rounds and manage the fight. But I think just it's always gonna be within him. He gonna start swinging them things.
Now he only gonna do it. I think he only gonna do it when they get close to the ropes. He can't. Yeah, only if he gets that chance. And I don't think Terrence is gonna let him get up. He's not gonna allow himself to get on the ropes. This is gonna be in the center of the ring where he can orchestrate.
Okay.
He definitely comes on. Like, that's his game. Get that motor running and come on. So eventually he's gonna want to bring it to him. It's up to Terrence to let him have it or not. So you know, like I said, it's more for Terrence can control the fight, because Terrence can in the later rounds continue to fight. We know he's conditioned. You know what I'm saying? He in the camp with the youngins. You know what I'm saying? The best of the youngins right now, Keyshawn and Shakur. So it's like he definitely can, when Errol decides, here I come, he can make it, you know what I'm saying, the bull and the matador.
All right, one more time before we go to the next round. I'm going with Spence. Fast Camp, who you got?
Crawford.
Ricky?
I'm 50-50.
Man, you gotta give us a name, man. Nah. You like them refs, man.
I'm gonna give you a name for the day. Today, I'm gonna choose Bud today. All
right. Tay?
I'm taking Spence.
All right. Going to the next round. I forgot about my sound effects, man. Now, we kind of started venturing off down this road in the first topic, but it's more so like, where do they go from here? So I want you to finish where we started, because I'm gonna start with Haney now, because I mean, I think everyone on this panel can agree after that fight, the two names that he was brought up with, I don't think you want to see them right out the gate, the Shakurs, the Tanks. Now, you say if he move up, so what, 140? What do you think he can do? Fast Cam, I'm gonna let you finish your point, because you was spitting some knowledge. So go ahead.
I think he should take the Lomachenko fight and decide does he beat him again, or is it a trilogy? So it could be one more Lomachenko or two more Lomachenko. I think he goes at 140, resets himself at a weight that supposedly he's going to be more comfortable at, because he's been talking about, you know, making that weight as well, and then start it over. Shakur's coming, Tank's coming, Garcia's there, Rolly's there. It's enough there for him to fight at his best potential, at his most comfortable weight at this point. So I feel like, you know, he needs to take this fight and then go up. You know, get the rematch, then go up.
Ricky, where do you go from here if you're Haney in this camp?
No, I'm gonna definitely take the rematch for Loma. I'm agreeing with Fast Camp. Take the rematch, and if you can get a trilogy, go ahead and make that money that way, and then go up, because you take all that momentum with you, because everybody's gonna be chasing you now, because ain't nobody took a piece at you, but now you can kind of even it out at your weight class where you're more comfortable. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm agreeing with that. He should definitely give Loma another chance, and if he can't make that happen, don't. I'm just hoping his ego don't get in the way. Just go up,
Tay?
I think the same thing. I think he take the rematch and just quiet all the talk. I think, you know, if he lose, then boom, they go to trilogy, more money make everybody happy. But I think he take the rematch and just show the people what it is. And then after that fight, I do think he go up if it's not a trilogy. And I don't know, go take the WBA from Rolly. I'm pretty sure he could beat Rolly. Go try to bring me my money.
Oh, dude, that's a whole other conversation right there, though.
Now, see, now I got something for y'all though. This is good. So this just then, right? Before the show started, I got some news, because it seemed like you guys are really in tune with the boxing community, but you all are speaking something into fruition. They're saying that the WBC has now jumped Loma over Shakur for that number 2 spot. So it might be mandatory that an actual rematch does happen between him and Haney. And some people are saying, because it was Shakur that messed this up for itself when he jumped in the ring and started saying all that stuff after the fight about how Loma got robbed and he was a better fighter.
Don't do that.
So now, you know, the organization like, look, bro, we don't like when people call us out. Don't call us out like that, because we doing you a favor if you give you this fight. So there may just be a rematch. I like how you all were like bringing that, talking into the universe, but it actually may happen because of Shakur and his big mouth. But speaking of Shakur, now that he might not get that rematch, he might not get that fight. where do you go from here if you're Shakur? Like, who's your next opponent? Or because you need a bigger name. Like, I know he's tired of boxing on ESPN. Like, he's even said it. Like, he's ready to jump up and get a pay-per-view fight, and he's showing that he's capable of it. I was gonna say you go first.
I think Shakur pushed the needle just how Ryan was pushing the needle. Whether you lose or win, I think he take Tank. Get in there, just take it. Go ahead, like put yourself to the test. Like that's why I respect Ryan for real. Like it's win, lose or draw. Like don't protect the goose egg. You know what I'm saying? Hop in that ring with Tank.
Ricky?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Oh, he just gonna be fighting nobodies, and then it's not gonna hurt his career because when you lose to the best, a loss to the best don't hurt you. So I would say, yeah, do that, and then shoot if he can go to.
Oh man, it's going to try and take him out, man. Fast Camp, you just want to jump in right quick?
Yeah, I think that I just think no one's gonna give Shakur the fight because he's the most dangerous person. He's gonna be the most avoided, and then they're gonna put in it's not worth it. He don't got the style or this, and he's not gonna make it, interesting or whatever. I actually think he's gonna have the most trouble. He's not gonna get Tank. Tank's not gonna give him the fight. Devin's not gonna give him the fight. He's better off climbing up. He just need to climb the ladder a little bit more. I think a good fight for him is Frank Martin, and then if Lomachenko doesn't get Haney again, he goes right there. Now, if he goes there, that's like playing checkers. He jumping all the way to the end, and he putting himself right there, right under Haney. If he does that, but I just don't see him getting fights because they're going to try to avoid him as much as they can because, like you said, they done bumped him back down. He has no belts, nothing. So it's like it's almost from their perspective. And from the money's perspective, it's no point of fighting him because money is first in boxing nowadays.
Yep.
Regardless of what we think, money is first. And if you can't sell the seats and you ain't fighting on pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying, and nothing like that or whatever, they not gonna fight him because they know it's a chance they're gonna lose. Tank ain't fighting him, so he just got to climb the ladder, fight another hungry dude, or fight someone who's just lost. So Lomachenko, Frank Martin for him.
That's only if Loma don't officially get that rematch. If Loma get that rematch, he gonna take that rematch because he clearly showed you, and he knows what he has to do to win. Because his corner didn't like the way they lost. So for me, I was with that. I'm taking whoever was the winner or loser of that fight. Well, we know Haney not gonna fight him, so he had to take Loma or Tank. Or
it's rematch central right now. All these guys need to consider rematching it. Like it's nothing wrong with doing part twos or a trilogy of fights.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead and get it in. Like, shoot, Tank and Garcia should get it in again.
No.
Wait a minute. Now, hey, since we said that, the next person I was gonna ask about, where do you go from here if you're Tank?
I said with the Shakur thing, I think Tank should take Shakur. Like, I think the more challenges you give yourself, the more better and better fighters you fight. You can't take a certain fighter and then go a level down from that fighter. You got to keep going up. You got to keep going. You can't just like I said, you can't protect that goose egg. Devin almost lost his. You gotta fight. You gotta fight.
Ricky?
If I'm Tank, I wouldn't worry about Shakur. I would definitely try to go after Devin. I would smell blood right now. Like definitely go after Devin, get them belts if possible. Make the deal happen, whatever needs to happen. Because I think the only reason I can see that fight not happening is because Tank is used to having his rules set on, the contract. Now Devin got the belts. He would have to abide by Devin more so than what he want. Because Devin has the belts.
Yeah.
Fast Camp?
Yeah. None of these other dudes. Tank is our guy. Like if you hear, you got to support Tank. But for me, I want a little tough love. Like I really want to see Tank push the limits. Tank is the best of all on 35 to 40. Tank is the best. But Tank has been able to do something over the last few years, which is kind of weird. But obviously, it is what it is. Is that like he's been able to make his name and build himself off of no champions, no belts, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like no real boxing fan believed in Garcia or Rolly. We didn't. We didn't believe in Pitbull either. We didn't believe in older the Cuban guy, the older, like we didn't believe in any of that. Like I really want to see Tank, and I want him to be great. I want him to put down the giants now. So that has to be Loma Chingo. That has to be Haney. It has to be Shakur. It has to be whoever else at 40. To do cross the pond. I forget his name. He got a fight coming up. Like I just need him to actually fight people for real now. Yeah. Fight the big dogs, because like I said, he's the money man with no belts.
Yep.
You know, he's the money man with not fighting any of the number ones at that point too. It's like I know he can beat them, but you know what I'm saying, it's the money coming into play, it's the business coming into play. But I personally think that Tank is unbeatable at 35 and 40. He only runs into problems at 47. So I just want Tank to
you think Devin will take that fight though?
No, I don't think he will. Like that's just the thing. Like he gotta almost to a point do what Garcia and Rolly did, corner him in. Yeah. Rolly only got the fight because he basically talked his way into it, cornered him, and then also the third part is that Tank knew that was an easy fight. Everybody knew that was an easy fight, but he has to give Devin no choice. So that means rising in, you know what I'm saying, in the rankings. Yeah, the rankings. Rising in the rankings and pretty much cornering it until there is no one else for you to take. But it's just like he making money off of fighting nobody. And he is the best. I want him to put some heads on that legacy.
Yeah. I think he could get the belt off Rolly and offer the belt to Devin.
I mean, that would be a good plan. Hey, if that happens, say I'm like, nah, bro, you taste your diamonds, you take that name from Carl, man. But we got somebody in the comments. Devontae, he was saying Tank is the new modern Mayweather. Only money fights. He a beast, a pure fighter, so it has to make sense for him. Devin, yes. Shakur, no. And he said a comment before that he won't fight him because Shakur Stevenson, he doesn't generate enough money for a fight.
And he doesn't. He doesn't.
I do agree with that. Like Shakur, I don't think he more so money hungry. He don't really care about it. I think Shakur is just he just want to fight. That's just who he is. He just want to fight.
He need to find a way to make himself a household name to get these fights that he wants. He has to do that. Check
it out. He with Jay Prince. He giving Andre Ward vibes. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real. Like he be like, man, whatever. You know, and keep doing what he's doing, because you know, something like when you look at Andre Ward, like I mean, he was blessed to fight in that Super 6 or whatever, but he wasn't tripping off fighting either. That's so true. I don't know, like I don't see how Shakur changes his persona or anything in the ring, because I don't know. I think he continues to be great. I think he's technically the best boxer of all of them. I think because Tank has the power. He's a level above him, but Shakur is a beast. But he's gonna find himself in that same. We've seen boxers. What's that? 47 right now who can't get a fight. What's a dude from Philly? 47. Boot. He can't get a fight. How he can't get a fight? You know what I'm saying? Because he's too young. He's too slick, and he don't bring nothing to the table as far as money. That's Shakur.
Well, that's funny you brought Boots up. Boots had a moment on Gillian them podcast, $1 Million Worth of Game with. They called him and he was talking to Crawford and he was like, when we supposed to fight? And Boots, I mean, Ricky said he said Boots sounded a little nervous, man. Crawford was like, man, you know why we ain't do that.
He didn't sound confident. I did expect a lot more for him, you know, to agitate him a little bit to try to get.
Yeah, for him to have that moment. Told you, man. If the corners be taking Ricky out, man.
Yeah, I mean, you do got to bring something to the table, man. You guys, I mean, I don't think Shakur don't have a big following. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't. You can see it in Tank. Tank don't even really like being at the promotion table talking, but
he don't though.
He knows that money, so it's like Like Shakur just gotta bite that bullet and just get his following up, get his promotions up, and he'll get that bag.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you about one more fighter, and then we're gonna have a little fun in the next topic. So the next fighter is Ryan Garcia. So there's been a lot talked about what happened after that fight. For one, what's up, Tay?
What's up,
Yeah,
man?
I mean, you stuck by you. That was your fighter, and you stuck beside him. So I ain't mad at you
Look,
for that.
I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue to stick by Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is my favorite boxer. Now, do I believe Ryan needs to focus a little bit? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Because even in the Tank fight, I was going to it saying, he doing a little bit too many side quests. You doing a little bit too many podcasting and stuff like that. So I mean, I do think I get what people saying about like he need to take boxing more serious. I think that's very, true. He do. But I like the move of him leaving Joe Goosen
Yes.
because I like Joe Goosen as a trainer. I put that out there. I think Joe Goosen is very good. But I do think that Ryan need grit. He need heart. You know what I'm saying? I think Derek James and Earl probably could show him some things. I think it was a smart move for him because Coach Calvin, Tank coach, he was saying like he'd take Ryan with open arms, but I don't think Ryan needs to go to another camp where it's like they really pushing a fighter like that. Like I understand they pushing Earl, but I think Earl is a vet. He more in a position to help Ryan. And Derek James not really a slouch of a trainer. So I think if they could just work on his fundamentals, his defense, and pulling his right hand back up to his chin when he throw it out there, I think Ryan, he really could be a beast. You know what I'm saying? I like fighters who take losses. I want to see how he come back from this loss. It's a loss on your record. The goose egg is gone. It's no more goose egg. So let's see how it go. I think he take Rolly. That's what I want him to do.
That's
I
what
want
I was
him
gonna
to take
bring up.
Rolly.
Yeah.
You take Rolly. You show that you can bounce back. Show that you're a better fighter. Don't go in a Rolly fight just looking for the left hook. Take his belt, and then now you hold some more weight. Now you might maybe find your way back into these big room conversations. But as of right now, it's a little bit of a black hole.
Riggy?
Nah, I can't. Now going against Rolly, that's like fighting another Tank. Because Rolly got that power.
Yeah.
Rolly definitely hit hard too. And Tank showed that he hit hard too. So nah, for Garcia, I don't know. I'm undecided. And I think it's more so it's not just his fundamentals, it's his mindset in the ring. Because he just kept pressing the issue against Tank when he didn't need to press the issue. You had the height, you had the reach advantage. Why are you pressing the issue so close? That's why I couldn't. It's just his mindset. Like he even said it himself, he was getting impatient in the ring. He ready for fireworks to go off because he worried about perception outside the ring. He worried about everybody else looking in and when they liking it. Is he losing followers or something? Like he need to really be focused on his next fight or whoever he fight. But I don't think he's ready to go for Rolly. He really need to just put some work in right now.
Fast camp.
Yeah, I unfortunately I think there's a guy in IBF, Subrel Matias. I don't know who that is. If he can get that fight, yeah, I think he's not ready for Taylor or Prograis. I think that's his best bet, Rolly. I think that's a good fight because Rolly is like so fundamentally unsound. Like he's wild. He's like Mayorga. If you that far back, well, Mayorga from the early 2000s or whatever. But I think that's a good fight. That's a fight that you'll see like multiple knockdowns on both sides. But I think that's his best path. Get a belt in his next fight or the next two fights or whatever from Rolly. Take that fight and like you said, then he got something to stand on. He can talk. He can acclimate himself at 40. He can talk. You know what I'm saying, and he can kind of try to work his way back, you know what I'm saying, because we know Tank eventually is coming, and you know what I'm saying, it's a storm brewing at 40 with over the next few years or whatever. But it might not, like you saying, it might not be wise for him to go in and get Rolly because Rolly is such a big puncher, although he's trash in boxing. But as far as his future, you know, and the best way to, you know what I'm saying, get back on top, I think he needs to take that fight. He just got to bite down, you know, hopefully Earl touching him up so he can get used to that power and in the camps or whatever. And he really has to go back and get himself a belt to save his name and put himself back on top. So I'm for Garcia Rolly next.
Yeah, that's his only choice.
Nah, yeah. God, Broly, man, like you said, he is trash at boxing, but he does have power. And because like you said, that one hit, that when he hit Tank, he was like, he kind of stepped back, like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
I think that power saved him from his last fight.
It kind of did. That old man was ready to take him out, man. The power and what's his name, Tony Weeks, they both saved him. But I'm gonna say, take out one more. Devontae was down here in the comments. He said one more thing. He said Ryan needs to take on Rolly or even washed up Adrian Broner. We all know Adrian froze with any fighter, with a volume fighter, and then he came back and he was like, Ryan and Adrian at 140. That would be interesting.
That would sell. That definitely.
I think it would sell, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, I think Adrian gains everything from that fight, but Ryan gains nothing. Like
That's
Ryan
true.
is like Ryan, if he want to stay in the conversation, which is like, you know, and I love Ryan, so I'm just being honest. Your name is going to fade if your next fight isn't something, and it can't be Adrian Broner. It got to be Rolly.
Especially if he lose to Adrian, it's definitely it's
especially if he lose to Adrian. So it's like, if your next fight you're gonna lose, you better lose to somebody, not Adrian.
And one thing Ryan proved throughout this whole promotion, like you said, it did seem like he wasn't focused on boxing. He was doing a lot of podcasting and everything, but he kind of helped sell that fight. So that's one thing Ryan does bring to the table. He can help you sell a fight.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think he backs off from that, because you're not gonna take less money. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this is how he got his money. This is how a lot of these, you know, YouTube fighters and whatever. Because I really consider him as a YouTube fighter, even though he did go through the, you know, the steps to get there, whatever. Like he got hype off of YouTube and dressing in the Flash costume and throwing fast punches. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we all in a boxing camp right now, because the way you all are reading my mind, I can transition right into the next topic. You want to talk about YouTube fighters? You're going to talk about just celebrity boxing in general. So we got a fight that come on tonight. It's Ant Glizzy versus Davey Ruffin. We're going to have a little fun here. I mean, we can get serious, but we can have some fun here. Who y'all got winning? And why? Hey, don't put us on big TV, Anglers. We just here for the jokes, bro. Don't put us on big TV, man.
I mean, I've been keeping up with it a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess they both the same height, same weight. I would guess. I
watched the weigh-in, man. I was there for the weigh-in.
I don't know how with the rounds looking like, how many rounds they fight, you know, what's the stipulations or anything, but I would say that both of them smoke and drink at a rapid rate. So I think that, you know, we're gonna see a lot of knockdowns on both sides.
Early.
They even gonna knock themselves down. I think, you know, it's a fight. I don't know. I would just pick one. I guess I'll go Davey.
All right, Ricky, who you taking?
Man, I don't know. This is wild, because man, it just look like two dudes gonna be. You know how you go back in high school, you used to go to the body. That's how this gonna look. It's like you going to the body in the hallway in high school with your back against the lockers. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I might gotta give it an Ant. Ant might throw a vicious haymaker. I can see that happen. A vicious haymaker. Got the chin. You know what I'm saying? Call the fight over.
Fast camp.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ant just for the fact that Ant can't lose on the internet, or that's just it. He's fighting his image at this point. So I'm gonna go with Ant just simply off that. Like, I mean, I know, you know, Davey is, you know, a presence, you know, in his right as well, but Ant persona is just so much bigger. He's, you know, a lot of people come at him, so he can't get knocked out, knocked down, dropped, or nothing, or it's gonna hurt him. So I'm hoping that he he takes it to heart and don't let that happen. So I think he just has more.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Ant. Just hope
All right, so it's on me. Ant in this situation is like Ryan Garcia. So even if he does lose, he gonna find a way to spin it. So I mean, for him, I think it's a win-win. It's a lose-lose or a win-win situation. Because even if he lose, he gonna win. Because all he gonna do is say, "Look how much money I got off of it."
Yeah.
And with Davey, just going off of the clips and everything I've seen, it seemed like Davey is prepared. Like he taking this one serious. Because again, they had a little friction back in the day, and it looked like he's taking it serious. I don't know why I'm treating this like it's an NBA playoff, man. I'm gonna go with Ant, man. I'm gonna go with Ant. I'm not shocked if Davey win because again he looks like he's taking it more serious, but I'm gonna go with Ant just because he does have a lot riding on this. Now that we talked about that, there was another celebrity fight that happened, and I want to say shout out to APAP because he came on the show during the Super Bowl week, and we wanted to talk about that, but I forgot about it. So Tony hit me up. He was like, "Hey man, how come we ain't talk about the APAP fight, man?" I was like, let's talk about it right quick. So of course that fight happened. It was APAP versus Sharks. First of all, I want to ask, did y'all see it?
I saw the clips.
Oh yeah, I saw the clip.
Okay. Well, if you really want to watch the fight in totality, the whole fight is on YouTube now. Like I rewatched it again. I watched it when it came out, and just give me your thoughts on that. So I'm gonna start with you. Go ahead, say.
I respect Pap a lot. For his first fight, he took his first fight against. I think the dude just went pro or something like that. I don't know if he's still amateur or he just went pro, but I respect it because your first fight ever, you fighting the whole pro. And the dude ain't lost the fight. Like his record is kind of up there. So I'm like, hey, I respect it because a lot of people wouldn't take that fight. They'd be like, no, I don't know about him, man. Like who else we got? You know what I'm saying? So I respect it. And I don't think Pap he ain't look trash in the ring or nothing like that. He looked good. I think like just the reality of the situation. Like once you was in there, he was tired and things like that. I don't think he had a problem with, like keeping his hands up or, throwing punches. I just think, fatigue really set in. And like when you fatigue like that, you could blow on somebody and they fall over. I'm telling you. So it's just, I think fatigue just set in, and that's what kind of defeated him in the ring right there. And then you got a pro boxer chasing you down in the ring while you're tired. So it's like that's hard to overcome.
That's a fact. Ricky, what's your thoughts on it?
We still talking about the APAP, right?
Oh, my bad. I should say IPAP because that's what they kept calling him.
Yeah,
it's literally A.
From what the clips I seen, man, it looked like he gonna have to, we gotta stop talking that trash. Because I think the dude was just going on straight will that he was talking that trash about his sister or something. He probably had that in the back of his mind and every round. But Pap did look like he was gassed out though. Yeah, he needed to work on the cardio. Like he was probably too focused on his technique and not working on his conditioning.
Fast Camp.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looked in over his head, but yeah, you got to give him some props for heart in that taking that fight. So I mean, if he continues to do it, he looked like he can. You know what I'm saying? We seen Jake Paul evolve. Keep at it. The thing that I like about it was that he took that fight. That's really for me the silver lining in that he took the fight against that guy where he could have probably got some other social media dude or something like that, but like that was heart. He get points for the heart in taking that fight.
Yeah, for me, on a serious note, just to go in the ring, take a fight against a pro fighter, man, I was like, yeah, hats off to you. And again, watching the fight, I could clearly see that fatigue set in. And once the fatigue set in, and again, like Tay said, once a pro boxer, you're going up against somebody like, oh, I smell blood. So he went in for the kill. And some of those punches really didn't look like they was going to put Pap down. But because he was tired, like the one that hit him on the top of his head, he was like, man, I'm tired. I'm going to just sit down.
Mm-hmm.
But on a joking side, it looked like Raw Dog was in there against Hitman Hearns because he had a few moments where he was getting it in, and then he just like Sharks hit him once or twice, and he was just like, "Man, fight over, man." But nah, I could see a bigger and brighter future for Pap, just in boxing in general. Because again, when he was on the show, he was talking about how he literally is taking it serious. The same way he takes his comedy serious, he's taking his boxing thing serious, and he's training for it. He was actually coming from training when we was doing the show. So again, for the folks who want to get the jokes off, of course, jokes is there, but you also got to tip your hat when somebody's doing something that you know you won't do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
Yep. And man, it's been a good hour of just boxing talk, man. I just want to say I appreciate you guys for coming on the show. Of course, we do this thing called Last Words. So I'm going to just let y'all get y'all last words off. But before we do that, I just want to tell everybody that's sitting at home, make sure you like this video. If you're not subscribed to the page, make sure you subscribe to the page on YouTube. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter. Twitter is the only place where we're R2L Sports. But again, you see the logo, so you know what it is. And make sure y'all hit the comment section up, man. Y'all was lighting the comment section up all day. The comments, again, is what fuels us. I just want to talk about our chats one more time before I get out of here. Oh, there you go. Tay, you in some of the chats, so you know what goes down. Tony, you in the chats. Ricky, you don't like Instagram that much, but I know you be in there sometimes. But all these guys are a part of the chats. You see what happens when you get in the chats and you be a part of the debates, you end up on the platform. We don't just say things. We actually practice what we preach. If you want to be a part of this community / network, what we got going over here, hit us up on Instagram. That's at Refuse to Lose Sports. Refuse the number 2, Lose Sports. And again, the chats that we have to offer, we got NBA / WNBA. We got NFL. We got Major League Baseball. Again, shout out to Baseball with Teddy. I ain't had the graphic Teddy, so I couldn't bring it up, but Teddy drops a baseball episode like literally almost every day. And Teddy's knowledge with baseball, bro, I promise y'all, it's 0 to a million. If you don't know anything about baseball, I encourage you to join that chat. He's in there all day, and he's actually a coach. He had a game yesterday. I don't know if y'all won on that, but again, shout out to you, Teddy. College football, we got college basketball, both men's and women's. And of course, we have boxing. And it's mixed in with a little bit of UFC / wrestling. I told y'all about if you really want to come in and talk wrestling, you can. We don't discriminate. But that's all we got for the chats. We're going to bring us back up here. And fellas, you could just drop your last words. Say.
Oh, I go.
Yeah.
My last words. Thank y'all for having me on. You know, it's always a pleasure coming on this platform. Shout out to all of y'all. Garcia, I hope you take the Rolly fight, and I hope you take boxing a little more serious and get that belt. Rolly, if you watching this, I was talking a little trash today on my IG, and you watched it. I just want you to know I'm not a boxer. I'm a watcher. Take that into account if you ever see me out here. So I was just talking trash. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on your belt, my guy.
Ricky.
I'm gonna shout out to my brother Mo Payne and the amateurs. And I just want who does the baseball? He said Teddy. Tell Teddy
Yeah.
I need help on my FanDuel. Baseball do 15 games a day. That's gonna help. I need to win big with that one.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, man. Make sure you get back on Instagram. Again, shout out to Vaughn. He got the parlay chat. So I hit him up and let you know. They throw baseball plays in there all the time. So yeah.
That's a bet.
Shout out to Friday night, Ashton Selby, Long Beach, got the W. He coming up. He coming from all of those at 35 and 42. He maybe about 3-4 years behind them, but he coming. Welcome to Fast Camp. Holla at me, boxing conditioning strategist, specialist. So, you know, if you need some help with the hands, holla at me. Shout out to Refuse to Lose too.
Oh man, that's what's up. Oh, I got some breaking news for you. I know we're doing a boxing episode, but the Bucks are planning to hire Raptors assistant Adrian Griffin as their next head coach. I mean, this is what you get also when you join those chats. You get the latest news and updates. You get everything before ESPN. And for those at home, look, we all about to go eat. Thank y'all for watching. But till next time, we out.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe, and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.